News 10 is continuing coverage of two major stories this midday. That includes breaking news on a social media threat made toward a local high school. Another story involves the search for a person in the Wabash River. But first, a person threatened to kill 14 students and 3 teachers at Terre Haute South Vigo High School. News 10's Aaliyah Blackburn has been talking with the Terre Haute Police Department, and she was at a press conference earlier this morning. She'll join us in just a little bit, but we want to get to News 10's Abby Kirk. She was at Terre Haute South live on News 10 this morning. Now she's back in the newsroom after speaking with parents and students this morning.
Parents were lined up ready to pick up their kids. One student I spoke to says his class that had around 6 students that normally has more than 30 students. Now, extra police were at Terre Haute South as well as other schools within the district today. School administrators and police say their #1 priority is to keep these kids safe. Now, Superintendent Robert Haworth says they isolated the individual or individuals who are responsible for this school threat made on social media. Now, I spoke with students and parents who chose to leave school early. They say they aren't taking any chances.
So many cops and there's little to no kids in there. And in my first hour, there's usually there's 25 of us in there. There's only 4 kids in there.
I'm not taking chances because nowadays it starts off like a threat and it's your baby stuck in the school. And I just didn't want to be one of those moms waiting outside the school to see if it was my baby. So I came and got him.
Now, right now, officers are working to determine how legit this threat is. This is a story we will continue to cover for you throughout the day. John.
All right, thank you, Abby. And we're learning that a press conference on the threat has just wrapped up at Terre Haute Police Headquarters. News 10's Aaliyah Blackburn was there. She joins us live from the Terre Haute Police Department with the most up-to-date information.
John, a press conference just wrapped up here at the Terre Haute Police Department just moments ago. Now, keep in mind, this is still an ongoing investigation, so a lot of the questions that we have right now can't really be answered until a later date. But here's what we can tell you. Police Chief Sean Keane told us that investigators worked overnight and ended up tracing the IP address from the social media account back to a home where 6 people were inside. And we're being told that they are 3 adults and 3 juveniles. Now, the 3 adults are 1 female and 2 males, while the 3 juveniles are 2 females and 1 male. Now, we're being told they're also all being questioned and they're cooperating as well. And in the meantime, all of their digital equipment, things that have access to the internet, including their phones, were collected so they can be processed, which is happening as we speak. But that's going to take some time before police get results on that back and tell us more about charges and things of that nature. But what we can tell you is that this all started on Instagram and was somehow transferred and shared on Snapchat, which is what a lot of you at home have been seeing as far as that post, especially the one that we showed you on News 10 this morning. But Sean Keane wanted to tell everybody that he's praising the community for reporting it. You know, it started somewhere, and a lot of these investigators say that, you know, they have family in the Vigo County School Corporation too. So this case is very personal to them and it hits home for them. But they want to applaud you at home for speaking up and saying something, and that's what they're continuing to encourage through this case. Again, this is all still ongoing, and at this time we have very little information to give you as far as whether or not these juveniles were students within the Vigo County School Corporation, things of that nature. We don't know that yet. There's a lot of unanswered questions, but we're going to continue to follow this for you. And in the meantime, all that digital equipment is still being processed, and we'll expect to hear those results at a later date. But for now, reporting in Terre Haute from the Terre Haute Police Department, Aaliyah Blackburn, back to you, John.
News 10 also talked to Vigo County School Superintendent Dr. Robert Haworth. He gave us an update before that press conference happened. We've heard from parents who said they kept their students home today. Dr. Haworth says he agrees your child's safety is a top priority, but he also wants parents to know this.
So we believe our schools are safe today, or we would not have had school. And so we have law enforcement officials, more so than what's on a normal day, in our secondary buildings today. I believe our schools are safe today, or we would not have had school. And so we have...
That soundbite was so good we wanted to play it twice. Well, as Aaliyah mentioned, school officials and law enforcement are glad someone stepped up to report this threat. We'll have much more on this story coming up tonight on News 10 first at 5.